Welcome back. It's Jason Walter here. Redfin posted today that home buyer demand is decreasing further. They're reporting that pending home sales posted their largest year-over-year decline in over 2 years. Meanwhile, the share of price reductions has reached an all-time record high. And here's the actual report from Redfin, which is just posted today, which is the 23rd of June. It says here, home buying demand pulled back further as mortgage rates reached their highest levels in over 13 years. Home tours, offers, and other requests for home buying services by Redfin agents also posted the largest annual decline in over 2 years. Meanwhile, the weekly share of listings with a price reduction has reached a new high during the 4 weeks ending June 19th. So in today's video, I'm going to take a deep dive into what we're seeing right now with our housing market because there's some pretty big shifts going on right now. But before that, if you guys want a real estate agent referral, whether you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere in the United States, then check out that link below, which is homeandmoney.com/Jason to get started today. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the video here. It says here, according to Redfin's Chief Economist, Daryl Fairweather, she had this to say: mortgage rates near 6% have put a big chill on demand for houses. So right now, mortgage rates are around 6%, but here's the latest stats we have according to Investopedia.com. So as of today, which again is June 23rd, the average 30-year fix is at 5.96%. And also according to the Mortgage News Daily, average rates are at 5.75%. And by the way, both of these rates are averages for people with exceptional credit, of course. But have a look at this because over the past couple of days, rates have actually improved. So 2 days ago, the average rate was just over 6%, but now we're at 5.75%, basically a 30 basis point decrease in the past 2 days. However, though, even though rates have decreased over the past couple of days, rates still remain very much elevated. So compared to 1 year ago, rates were averaging at 3.21%. So that's a 2.5 percentage point increase in one single year. And because of this, Daryl Fairweather had this to say: even though there are fewer home sales, prices have not declined by any significant amount yet. But if the housing market continues to cool, prices could fall in 2023. To give you guys my honest opinion regarding this, with home prices potentially falling in 2023, this actually could potentially happen if rates sustain at levels right now of around 6%, and also if housing supply continues to increase. But I'll definitely keep you posted with the latest developments because, as you guys all know, I don't have a crystal ball. My crystal ball broke a long time ago, and it's held together with duct tape. One thing I definitely want to mention, though, is that right now we're starting to see some definite signs that home buying demand is decreasing. We're seeing housing supply increase. So it's giving more options for home buyers out there. But home buyers are really screwed right now. I mean, mortgage rates have basically doubled this year alone. I mean, back in August of 2021, mortgage rates were around 2.7%. Now they're at 6%. So buyers right now are faced with spiking mortgage rates. However, though, home prices have not come down yet, so it still remains a very challenging market for home buyers. So leave me a comment below. Do you guys think that home prices are going to decrease in 2023? Time will tell, right? I'll definitely keep you posted regarding that. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right back into the video here. And they actually had a really good quote from an agent based in the Boston area. So what she's basically saying is that, basically 1 year ago, it was very common to underlist a house, meaning you list the house for less than you think it's going to sell for. You generate a bidding war. A lot of buyers compete against each other, and that ultimately drives up the price of the house, especially if you get multiple offers, of course. But she actually has a really good quote here because she's basically saying here that high mortgage rates have kicked out a lot of home buyers, meaning a lot of home buyers are being priced out of this housing market amid rising mortgage rates. Therefore, because we're seeing a decrease in home buying demand, it's very, very important to list your house appropriately. Because right now you could only get 1 to 2 offers on your house, whereas 1 year ago you could get 20 offers and be okay with under listing your house. So if you only get 1 offer, it's very important to list your house with whatever home price you're willing to accept. And speaking of home buyers, here's Redfin's leading indicators of home buying activity. So for the week ending June 23rd, the average 30-year fix reached 5.81%, the highest level since November of 2008. And theoretically, because mortgage rates have been spiking, fewer people are searching for homes for sale on Google. So they're saying here that searches during the week ending June 18th of this year were down 14% from 1 year ago. Also, the seasonally adjusted Redfin Home Buying Demand Index, which of course is a measure of home tours and other home buying services by Redfin agents, was down 16% year over year during the week ending June 19th. This was the largest decline since April of 2020. And this is pretty eye-opening because this is the largest decrease since basically the onset of this pandemic. I mean, back in April 2020, as real estate agents in California, we were not even allowed to meet with our clients face-to-face. Therefore, we saw a big drop in home buying demand in April through May of 2020. So it's pretty remarkable that we're seeing a 16% year-over-year decrease, the largest decrease since April 2020. And here's a graphic depiction of this. So here's the Redfin Home Buying Demand Index, again, decreasing 16% year over year. Ever since April of this year, demand for Redfin agents for home buying services has basically been plummeting. So it basically was in line with 2021, more or less in April, but really ever since late April into June, it basically has been falling off a cliff. As you can see right here, down 16% compared to 1 year ago, far lower than 2020, which is the gray bar here, and also in 2021 as well. Also, if I had to guess, this index is going to be falling further given the fact that mortgage rates are around 6% right now. Another trend we're seeing right now that's an indication of a lack of home buying demand is a decrease of home tours by real estate agents. So here's the latest data we have from showingtime.com. These are real estate agent showings in North America, and this is a 7-day moving average, and this data is actually through June 22nd, actually a little bit more updated than this report from Redfin here. So here's the latest data we have from ShowingTime. So for the 7 days ending June 22nd of this year, home tours are down 6% compared to January 1st of this year. Compared to last year at this time, we were actually up 21.8% compared to January 1st of 2021. This is pretty remarkable because normally during this time of year, which again is late June, it tends to be a hot housing market. We tend to have a lot of activity from home buyers during the spring months into June and July of each year. So it's pretty remarkable that we have less home tours right now compared to January of this year. Also, compared to 1 year ago, we're seeing fewer people submitting loan applications for home purchases. So here's the latest data we have from the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA. This is a report I have not shared with you guys just yet. This is reported on June 22nd, and this is a survey done for the week ending June 17th of this year. So here's the results of their survey here. Their seasonally adjusted purchase index actually increased 8% from 1 week ago, which I'm kind of scratching my head regarding this. Also, the unadjusted purchase index increased 6% compared to the previous week, but was 10% lower than the same week 1 year ago. So I'm kind of scratching my head regarding this because this is the second consecutive week of increases in their purchase index, which is a measure of people submitting loan applications for home purchases. One thing I want to mention regarding this is that even though they're seeing an increase of people submitting applications, it doesn't necessarily translate to a closed home sale in the months to come. In any case, according to Joel Kahn, who's the MBA's Associate Vice President, he stated the following here. Mortgage rates continued to surge last week with a 30-year fix jumping 33 basis points to 5.98%, the highest since November 2008, and the largest single-week increase since 2009. And rates increased because the Fed increased the federal funds rate by 75 basis points. They were previously forecasting a 50 basis point rate hike, and that's why mortgage rates increased so much, because the Fed were more aggressive on the rate hike in their previous meeting. And now mortgage rates are almost double what they were 1 year ago, leading to a 77% drop in refinance volume. So of course it makes sense that we have a giant increase in mortgage rates going to cause a giant decrease in refis. And as I mentioned, purchase applications for mortgages increased for the second consecutive week. However, though, the average loan size for these applications here at just over $420,000 is well below its $460,000 peak earlier this year and is potentially a sign that home price growth is moderating. One thing they mention in this report here is that more people are submitting loan applications using adjustable rate mortgages here. So the share of activity has now increased to 10.6% of total applications. Also, if I remember correctly, I believe that the share was approximately 8 to 9% in the previous couple of weeks, but 1 month ago, the share was about 12%. And because home buying demand is decreasing and we're seeing this increase of housing supply, more home sellers are doing price reductions. So according to Redfin here, it says on average, 6.1% of houses for sale each week had a price drop, a record high as far back as the data goes through the beginning of 2015. So one thing I want to mention regarding this is that this is the share of price reductions by week. So therefore, if we want to look at price reductions by month, we multiply that by 4. So therefore, the share of price reductions by month is approximately 24%. And I could be wrong regarding this, but I believe that 25% to approximately 35% is more normal, historically speaking. So in any case, here's the actual graphic showing this trajectory, basically going straight up, of price drops this year. So this red line here is 2022. So for this week, we're at 6.1%, far higher than 2020 when we were at just over 3%. Also in 2021, we were just over 2.5%. Therefore, the share of price reductions has more than doubled in one single year. So comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you got any value out of today's video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. Greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.